And that's when we realized we were no longer little girls. We were little women. This is Gem and the Holograms on Stinker Madness.
Stinker Madness. Stinker Madness. Stinker Madness. We got the Stinker Madness.
Hello and welcome to Stinker Madness. I'm your host, Justin. I've got two people with me as always, Sam and Jackie. One of them is Jackie, who is,
One of them's super pissed. It's not me.
I cried at the end of this movie, and not joys of inspiration. Joys of, oh my god, I am so mad, I just want to fucking stab someone.
It is the first movie that Stinker Madness has done that has caused one of us to cry because it was so bad.
Oh, I am so hot.
This is a SMABFA contender, 2015 colossal flop, but not really. Not really that big of a flop because it cost $2.5 million. $5 million. Made 2.5 at the box office. Was very unsuccessful there.
Yeah.
But I don't really think that any studio was like, oh man, this is fucking Jurassic World, man. We're going to hit another home run this year with Gem and the Holograms. I mean, at no point was this ever going to be a big deal.
And if it's a Blumhouse production and it got released through Universal, you don't even know if he made it for like $1.5 million and sold it to him for $5 million.
Yeah,
and so it instantly has made money.
Yeah, that could be.
In
that could be
those
too.
terms.
Yeah, I didn't really see a lot that would be that expensive. A lot of extras, but not really any set pieces. The costumes, I guess.
All of the cameos were for people that were doing Universal movies about the same time. That's the only thing I see in this.
Yeah, but none of those people appeared in this film.
Yeah.
They just got shot doing whatever they were doing. Like, hey, give us this line about Gem and the Holograms.
That's the only thing that I could see why it wasn't like a sold to Universal, was that they had organized that, like when What's-His-Face is doing his movie and Jurassic World. Oh, just give this for Gem and, like, just in between shoots, like, hey, do this real quick for Chris Pratt. Everybody else is like on a different project for Universal. Like, just do this real quick. Right. We're going to throw all of you in this movie.
Which
Here's
I
another
think
$500.
You don't even get paid any type of work. You just get paid the likeness. You can't use my face without paying me.
Yeah, it's like your cameo fee or something, like $500 or something.
Yeah, so that's not very expensive.
No,
it's not a very expensive film to make and produce, and
the YouTube clips had to, like, most of them are manufactured, and the ones that are real, they had to pay next to nothing to get.
Yeah, so odds are, if you lose $2.5 million on it, big deal. Not a big deal.
Not a big deal.
Yeah.
What was odd, I think, is that it cost $5 million, because if you recall, I had reported, probably 30 episodes ago about Stretch, that Stretch didn't get released because Universal was like, we're not going to do movies for less than $25 million anymore.
Right.
That was certainly a movie that was done for less money than that, and they released it.
Yeah, put directly into theaters, and did not succeed there.
So it seems like they were lying about the thing with Stretch.
No matter how much it cost, and no matter how much they want to pull their shenanigans with their own financials, it is not a success of a film. It is one of the lowest in recent memory as far as a theatrical release, as far as its returns. So
yes,
it's definitely a SMABFA contender. The critics didn't like it. Jackie clearly didn't like it. Sam,
I didn't like it. It's interesting. This will be a fun podcast. I think that it's going to get heated. There's going to be some arguments, but it's odd that we all have very differing views on the film.
Yeah. Well, let's skip all how we feel about it.
Yeah, for now.
And let's just put this disclaimer out there. I am the only one out of the three of us who has ever bothered to watch a Gem and the Holograms episode.
I can't imagine why that would be.
Huh.
Just can't.
So these two might be talking out their butts.
Huh.
Well, I don't know. I'm just going to talk about, like, I just didn't like it.
I have a rebuttal. I have a rebuttal for everything you're going to say about that, Jackie, and about, this is not true to Jim. But let's talk about some of the people in this film. Let's start out with Jerica/Jem, whoever, Aubrey Peoples?
Aubrey Peoples, who does her own singing.
Somebody ever?
Nope, but she does her own singing, so maybe she'll be
She have a chance?
As much as Samantha Newark and Britt, whatever her name is, the original Gems did. They've had good careers.
Yeah. I didn't think she was terrible.
I thought she could sing nice. She's pretty.
I thought she was fine.
Decent rack.
She's
22. She's got nice tits. Yeah, am I supposed to say?
I didn't think they really showcased her tits at all.
There's a couple I was looking. She's a smuggler. There was like 2 different scenes where I was like, babies.
He's picking up that Cassie Thompson business from Left Behind last year.
No, she did not smuggle.
No,
no, it was not. Whatever Cassie
Thompson from Left Behind.
No, it was the gal from the Vampire Academy. She was the smuggler.
Leah Thompson's
daughter.
Yes, she was indeed smuggling.
Boy,
But yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. I did not see any chest in this film.
But there was also on Boob Watch, because I was on Boob Watch.
Sure.
When they get to the second pop-up performance or whatever, maybe it was the first pop-up performance.
Pop-up performance.
That's what they call them. Like, they're going to do some pop-ins or pop-ups or pop whatevers.
They're going to come in and sing a song.
Yeah, and there was one fan that had overalls and a orange t-shirt, and she had enormous boobs, and she was jumping up and down, and I was like, ooh, the filmmakers just snuck in some giant knockers.
All right, how about the other girls? You got Kimber, her little sister, who is 19. The actress is 19. So,
you mean Chop Liver?
Yeah, Chop Liver.
The unimportant backup child.
The insurance policy.
You got Shayna and... how do you say the last one's name? Asia? Because she's Asian. The character's Asia. Asia? How do you say her name? Fan of Jem and the Holograms.
You're saying it right.
Asia. I've said it 6 different times.
Asia?
Her name can't be Asia.
It's Asia.
You can't have an Asia and then have Asia be Asian.
Racist.
I think she was supposed to be Asian.
I have no response to that.
Didn't you hear when she walked in?
She was all, hello, please.
And then the music would play in the background was, no, you know. And
she came in wearing like one of those umbrella hats and was like, Rice Paddy, good now. What part of Giddy Mao don't you understand?
Did you guys not watch this movie? Because that totally happened.
When she told Rambo, what mean expendable?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I wish we would have watched Rambo. We got Molly Ringwald, Aunt Molly. I don't even know what the hell her name is.
Who does not exist in the original series.
Okay. Oh, well, whatever.
Jackie, needs to let it go.
That's fine, but I got, the answer is yes. To the question, is it too early to whisper comeback?
Yes. Yep. Indeed. How about the same?
I thought she did okay. Don't be throwing her under the bus. This was a shitty role, and I think she did all right.
This is a shitty role. She doesn't look great.
Yeah.
In all honesty, in a real life, Molly Ringwald looks really good for her age. I made fun of her the entire time, and she looks fine.
Same question, other side of the coin, Juliette Lewis.
Not so much.
Oh, no.
But she never was pretty.
Well, I'm talking about the comeback question.
No.
Where does it ever a career to be? She's been a character actress her entire career.
No.
I don't know that this is anything different than she's been doing for the last 25 years.
No, not really.
And she's got her band that's probably not good.
What about Valley of the Damned? Are they going to make a comeback? Because those guys were fucking sweet, man.
Oh, yeah. They needed to put that a little bit more in there.
Valley of the Damned. Great joke. So, there you go. There's your principal cast, other than Rio, Juliette Lewis's character's son.
Is that Ryan Guzman?
I don't know.
I don't know who that guy is.
Yeah.
I've never seen him before.
He was like a shitty American Enrico Iglesias, kind of.
Huh.
Yeah. He had the obligatory take my shirt off
scene, yeah.
For the young ones.
He was hunky broster.
So, Jem and the Holograms is the story of these 4 girls that grow up. Dad's dead. The 2 sisters, they grow up. I don't know whatever fucking happened to Mom, but they grow up with their Aunt Molly, whose first name I really don't have a fucking clue. I was just going to call her Aunt Molly because she's Molly Ringwald.
She has a name in the
No idea. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Aunt Molly. They live in some place that's not L.A. Do you have any idea where they live that's not
in the
LA?
Valley.
They live in Pine Coast, Pine Crest?
I don't know. They live somewhere in San Gabriel.
In the middle of California.
In the San Gabriel Valley, I think.
Yeah.
Because they keep talking about the valley.
They do keep talking about the valley, but at no point do they mention that that's where they actually live. But they seem like valley girls, too, so I don't know.
No, they show it on a map.
Yeah. They're inland, yeah.
They're inland California.
They're from the smog pit on the other side of the hill.
Yep. The valley. So they're from over there, and they came from L.A. after Dad died, and Mom went out to get some cigarettes and never came back. And usually you don't see in film, but somehow Shayna and Asia get tagged up with them, and they're all now living together.
Those 2 were foster children.
Okay.
That Molly Ringwald had taken in.
Okay.
And raised as her own.
All right.
Before her husband also died.
Jesus Christ. Is there like...
I don't think that she really died, but it seems like there's just too many dead bodies.
There's... Like,
the body count...
Is this an episode of Murder, She Wrote? Criminy!
I think it was Angela Lansbury.
Yeah, don't talk to Molly Ringwald. You'll end up dead.
Dead, yeah.
So she's living with them, or they're living with them, and they're gal pals. They're all best friends, all about the same age, and they've got dreams and hopes and aspirations. How old are they?
I think they're supposed to be 16 to 18.
But what happens to high school later? Like, there's no mention of them being young.
They don't have...
Maybe they're supposed to be on summer break. That's what I kind of got out of it.
Yeah, maybe.
You take summer off and become famous?
Yeah. And then after that, you just get a GED because, fuck it, you're worth millions.
Yeah, fuck it.
No, actually, it's just that it's California.
Yeah.
They're all like 19.
Yeah.
None of them have jobs, and neither does Aunt What's-Her-Face.
Yeah, Molly.
She just goes around and she's like, I think we're going to lose the house every week.
Mm-hmm.
And then the check rolls in, they get drunk on Chardonnay, and the next week is the same.
Mm-hmm.
She owns a clothing store.
Oh, Aunt Wally?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And
clothing store where she sells pot out.
The repository.
Yeah, it's that if Jem is so goddamn famous, why didn't Jem just endorse said clothing store, right? And then they could have saved the house that way.
Yeah. Well, she's not that famous at this point. Or, I mean, at that point in time, but you're, again, jumping in.
And she's never smart at any point in the movie.
No.
Oh, that's true.
Yes.
So the girls want to start being musicians, I guess.
Yeah.
Just, that's what they want to be. There's no, they have no background in it that's ever exposed.
They should be wild stallions.
They really are just wild stallions. They have, I mean, maybe that the movie doesn't, you're supposed to infer that they all took band in high school or something, but they don't, it never is brought up.
Still rolling with the theory
talented.
that they're just ne'er-do-well Californians.
Yeah.
No, it's brought up that when they fight, Molly Ringwald makes them sing.
That makes them singers. That does not make them musicians. They all play instruments, but at no point in time do we ever get like, oh, she's the bass player. She's been playing bass since about when she was 18 years old, when some homeless guy was like, you know what, you're black, so you're probably going to be a good bass player. No, they're just singers. And every fucking girl in high school is, oh, I'm a singer. Didn't you hear when we were on the goddamn Queen Mary sleeping and stupid teenage girls were outside of our fucking goddamn hotel room, and one of them's like, you know, my husband or my cousin said that I would be a really good singer. Listen to me sing. And then she fucking proceeded to sing the entire goddamn national anthem.
Oh,
and then her fake ass friends were like, you're really good. That is how every goddamn teenage girl is. They get this stupid bullshit idea in their head that they're great singers because they did it one time and they sound good in the shower. True or not true?
It's a generalization, but
every single fucking one of them.
Know.
I think I'm just kind of wondering why you didn't get out of bed, pop your hat up, and be like, no, they are lying to you, you stupid, stupid twat.
You know what? You stink. And this isn't
screaming through the wall. That's what all teenage girls think.
You are a walking stereotype.
Yeah.
Get off of this boat.
All the disappointment you're having right now is going to pale in comparison to the rest of life thumping itself on you. You're going to hate everything. Just like me. Just like me.
I will say, though, that today, during my normal life, because I have one outside of this podcast, this lady did stop me and tell me that I had the most beautiful voice that she has ever heard.
Well, you actually are a very good singer, Jackie. There's no denying that.
And I made it a point to make eye contact with me and everything, so I'm pretty sure she wasn't lying.
Yeah.
And then she stole your purse.
Yeah, and then she stole my purse and pushed me over. God damn it.
I'm just saying, like...
I think she just wanted the last brownie on the table.
If you're going to direct a movie like this, and they're talented, quote unquote, because they are not... Well, we'll save that bit for later, but if they're supposed to be talented, you should probably have a little bit of something that shows talent, not just, hey, girls, you're in trouble, now sing a C note, and then have fucking ADR people singing C notes.
Yeah, or anything. I mean, the whole movie with the instruments is done poorly.
Done poorly!
Because every time they do a song, it's just like thump, thump, couple of notes on a keyboard, and they're out there with a full ensemble of instruments not playing a song. Like, what is...
That switches all the time.
What is going on here? And then there's always a keytar, like, she's not even... What the fuck, man?
Yeah, no.
It's really poorly done, like the...
Very poorly done.
The music to screen, other than the one where she does the solo, which
Right.
that makes sense because it looks like some fucking Kanye West bullshit.
Especially a guy that was associated with Whiplash. You have no fucking excuse for this, buddy.
I think he just got, like, broed in on that. Like,
Fine. He has an association with Whiplash. That's all I'm saying. He has at least seen the movie Whiplash and been like, wow, that was really good. I'm not saying you make Whiplash again, but you at least have seen something that was done properly the first time.
yes.
So do you think that that's why he had those drumming YouTube videos
No, he's
that
not
he
a
cut
drummer.
and pasted in
He
there
just
because of
was
Whiplash?
involved in a movie
No.
that had to deal with drumming.
I think they just use those YouTube videos to piss me off because they were cheap.
Yeah.
They used them because they were cheap. And
They were using them because
pissed-
they were cheap.
They pissed me off constantly. Oh, so many YouTube videos.
So, Jerica isn't even the lead singer of this band at this point. It's Kimber. And
Yes.
so that we get exposed to their first musical bit, which is their selfie music video outside. And they've got costumes galore, these girls. Just clothes pulling them at, like, thrift, not thrift store, what do you go, vintage clothing store, just stuff stacked to the heavens.
Their aunt owns a vintage clothing store.
I thought it was a pot dispensary.
No.
It could be. She just leaves and drinks
Whenever-
wine somewhere else during the day, so they think that she has a job.
Whenever a middle-aged woman living in California tells me that she has a vintage clothing store, all I hear is pot dispensary, because that's what she has. All right, well, it clears up that mystery.
Well, when they have the gal, one of them is like, I made you this dress from your other dress, and it's like, so you've taken functional clothes and made them non-functional.
Mhm.
That's how you save money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Jerica doesn't want to really be involved. She doesn't like the limelight. She's shy. She's got her own private music thing. Like, she wants to sing and dance, but she wants to do it privately. Not for Jerica, but she's got this alter ego that her dad gave her called Gem. You're my little gem, or something like that. Like, you're always going to be a gem to me, or I don't know.
You're my diamond in the rough. You're my perfect gem.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah, there you go.
There you
Good job.
go.
Good job. So,
Which makes no sense. Because diamonds are not... Never mind.
I think they're
a girl's
gems.
best friend.
I am going to stop that thought.
This movie was not one girl's best friend.
It's not
One
anybody's best
in
friend,
particular,
honestly.
girl's best friend. So she goes upstairs and she gets out her camera and she sings a sad song with a guitar and by herself, and it's a little off key. I don't know if you guys got that a couple times.
I feel
misses
like
a couple notes.
There's a number of times, just because of the whole feel of this film and the sort of like the YouTube thing and the amateur thing, they feel like they're making them go too loud, overmodulate sometimes,
Mhm.
and then miss by a little bit just to make it seem
So
authentic.
it's intentional.
Yeah, it
okay.
seemed like
Alright.
it was intentionally bad singing.
Okay, well, I don't mind that then. So she records it alone, but then Kimber gets her hands on the tape, and she's like, wow, that was amazing. So she's going to put it online, and the instant that she does, it is as big of a deal as skateboarding or water skiing squirrel.
It is. Well, it outdoes water skiing squirrel by the next morning.
Yes.
Yeah, because she puts it on Facebook, Twitter.
G+.
Yeah, she puts it on all the social media that she
Wait,
possibly
what's that?
can. Yeah, she puts
Yeah.
it on all the social media.
And to such a response
Did
that
she put it on Snapchat?
Snapchat. Nah, no,
Pictures
not
of
going
dogs.
there. Not touching it.
Pictures of dogs.
Pictures. Brett Favre. Brett Favre should be the spokesman of Snapchat.
He didn't know how it worked.
It's like, oh, you can delete. Why would I want to delete the picture of my dog?
After I send
everyone
it.
wants that, right?
Yep.
It's such a YouTube sensation that the next morning there's a response on the official YouTube response to YouTube show.
Mm-hmm.
What is that?
I bet you that this is a thing.
I was offended.
I really bet you that there is a YouTube
Response
the
to
YouTube channel.
the YouTube self-aware channel.
Yep.
What the fuck is that?
Where the guy, there's like a brief clip of like, who is Jem? She's a YouTube sensation. All of YouTube is talking about Jem.
Yeah.
And it's on YouTube.
The next
Oh.
morning, he's
Yeah.
already. It's like the Today Show of YouTube.
Actually, you should
Oh,
watch
so-
more YouTube, Sam. That's all
I
YouTube
shouldn't.
is.
I shouldn't.
No, you
watch
shouldn't. You're
more.
right. You're absolutely right.
I've
That is
seen
all
enough.
YouTube is people talking about other things on
YouTubes,
YouTube.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's South
Wait.
Park covered that 5 years ago.
So what it really is, just so that I have a very good understanding of the YouTube channel, because I don't think I've ever heard of this.
Okay.
It
It's
would be
all
like
of YouTube.
Justin talking about me and about how I was on this podcast named Stinker Madness and how everybody loves me.
There is a Stinker Madness podcast. Or a Stinker Madness podcast. where 3 people that look exactly like us, but slightly different, and it's 2 girls and 1 guy, and the 2 girls are married, talk about everything we said the week before.
That's the way YouTube works.
That's stupid.
It gets about 1 download a week, and it's me that listens to it. But no, that is how YouTube works. If anybody would like to have a Sneaker Madness podcast, I am all fucking for it.
I'll listen to it twice, maybe.
Yeah, it's about as much as I would. About as much as I listen to Sneaker Madness. So everybody is talking about Gem. Oh, Jerica, that was so great. You're like, look at how crazy this is. Whoa, bigger than surfing squirrel or parachuting squirrel, whatever the fuck that thing
Parachuting squirrel,
does.
yeah.
Surf.
Water skiing
Water
squirrel?
skiing squirrel.
Machine gun squirrel.
Squirrel. The one with the squirrel that's surprised, that was funny.
Yeah, that is funny. Or the squirrel with the big nuts. Anyways,
Yeah.
so she's, I guess, decided that she's going to be a big star now because then she IMs, like she signs a contract
The
essentially via instant messaging
See,
on Instagram or something. I don't even fucking know.
I
Snapchat.
think that, go ahead, sorry.
No, I'm done. She just, what's this deal? What's the deal with signing a contract on the internet?
I think that the, you know how you have like the stinker staples, not knowing how the phone works? I think not knowing how the internet works is another one. Like, I'm instant messaging you on the YouTube chat. Do they have YouTube chat?
Yeah, and that Kimber's, the video is public, but the profile is private.
And how does that even work?
I don't know if you can do that.
You can't, it's not knowing how the internet works.
Maybe they know how it works better than we do.
I
But
don't
it looks
think
like
so.
an email, not an instant messaging, because as soon, like, they would open up the message
Yeah.
and it'd be like a
No,
new
it
message.
worked-
You couldn't see the other message
It
before
worked
that.
like email,
Yeah.
but it looked like
Like
chat.
And it was instantaneous, and there was
Yeah.
emojis of poop.
Yeah, poop emojis.
I do
They're
not
accidental.
get the poop emoji. I know that that's a thing. I've seen the stuffed animals. I've seen the little stickers of the poop emoji, but I don't fucking get it.
You
But
don't-
the other ones make sense?
You don't get.
I don't get emojis at all.
Oh, yeah, there you go. I don't get emojis.
Yeah, you just dated all of us. Good job.
I especially do not like
Hey,
the shit emoji. I saw somebody walking around with a shit emoji hat on.
When you guys come back from walking uphill both ways in 12 feet of snow to get water, we'll continue talking about the movie.
Okay.
We are talking about the shit emoji.
Could you bring some Ben Gay with you on your way back?
Gay. Oh,
I believe it's icy hot, sir, that I
Yeah,
require
icy
these
hot
days
works.
for my arthritic knees.
the poop emoji is smiling, so I don't know if it's like I mean, I can't get over it. It's just smiling, so is it good poop or like I don't get it.
And it's got big eyes, like
Yeah,
it's
he's got
watching
big
you.
happy eyes and he's smiling. You're like, oh, are you saying that you're pooping? You're happy about what I'm saying? Are you calling me shit? But it's okay. I don't get it.
Well, I think if poop was self-aware, it would be happy. I
I
don't
don't
see any
know.
reason why it wouldn't.
He's like, oh yeah, here I go down the toilet.
It has one simple job, and it accomplishes it quite well. It comes out of my butt. That's it. That's
Oh,
all it has
boy.
to do. Success. Poop is always a success story. Well, not for
always.
me.
Oh, no.
Not for me.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah. Mm.
Anyways, so the next day this limo shows up, and hey, it's Erica, the producer of Starlight Music. It's Juliette Lewis, and she looks like hammered dog shit.
Yeah, it doesn't look good.
She is hard to look at throughout this entire movie.
She's a
The too tight pants, the really nappy looking hair.
hard luck woman.
You know-
not just ratty looking hair. It's just
Her dad made a career out of being hard to look at, though, so
Yeah, it's true.
runs in the family.
Would Juliette Lewis versus any of us win in a knife fight?
Oh hell no!
Yeah, you don't think so?
I don't think
Yeah,
so.
I don't think she could hold her own with the blade.
No. I mean, I'm telling you, I wouldn't last 10 seconds in a
Oh
knife fight
yeah,
against her.
okay.
That bitch would kill me.
Yeah, I think she would fuck us up.
Yeah.
then she'd step on your ball sack with her stiletto high heels.
Mm-hmm.
She'd eat your heart in order to steal your power.
Yep, she
And then
would.
she'd spit mine out because she was like, this guy had no power.
But then she'd do the freaky eyebrow thing where she raised her eyebrow
Yeah.
and freeze your face for 2
your
hours.
face would be stuck even,
Even though
though
I'm
you're
dead. Like
Yep.
adding insult to injury, huh?
Your face would be stuck like that for 2 hours because you're dead.
Yeah, Juliette Lewis.
You've got dead face.
Eat your heart out, Joker.
Yeah, no shit, man. She should have been fucking Harley Quinn. Why the fuck not? I guess she's too old, but whatever.
Well, who's to say?
Anyways, so they all head to L.A., which I guess is back where they're from. They're like actual L.A., not the Valley, but...
Well, that's where Jem and Kimberly are from.
Yeah. So inside the bag. Oh, yeah, we haven't even talked about Synergy, which you don't even know is Synergy unless you're a fan of Gem and the Holograms, and you can infer it. But they've got this little robot thing that Dad made at some point that kind of looks like the Echo from that Earth to Echo movie, or like a shitty iRobot rollerball thing.
Or the from iRobot with Will Smith, and then there was the Wall-E had the flying
Evie,
Evie and Wall-E,
which is the name of your daughter.
She's not named after that movie.
No, but it's a hard one to forget.
Well,
anyways,
I only saw Wall-E the one time.
Okay. So this little doodad starts beeping now that it's in LA, which never gets explained. They mention it, but they never really mention, like...
It must have turned on because it had a GPS tracker.
Why would you...
Wait, it turns on now?
But, anyways, so... Jerrica goes to, like, big record studio, Starlight Music's headquarters. She's getting bimmed already, and she has to give up her earrings, which they put in a safe.
Why? This makes no sense to me.
None sense
this
at
is
all.
The worst violation of plot convenience, because later it helps him get later it helps, but...
Not really.
It does.
No, it sets up a scene that you cannot have in the movie, and the same result happens.
Well, he won't get the will without them.
Oh,
I had to spoil it because you didn't get what was going on.
Okay, well, I'm only thinking about the earrings because, but then you could still fuck the will. I don't know. It's dumb.
These cheap plastic earrings.
No.
Here, let me put them in a very nice silver jewelry box alongside my diamonds,
Like, are they
and my Cartier watch,
right?
And we'll put these in a safe.
Yeah,
like she's a serial killer and those are her trophies?
No, if she is this much of a mega bitch, she should have been like, those earrings aren't going to work, honey. Give me those. She takes the earrings and then throws them in the trash.
Then the movie's over.
Yeah, but that's like what her character would do. Not here. Let me save these for later plot convenience.
Yeah, that's all they are. Is they serve as plot convenience, and they don't pay off because ultimately, Synergy does not pay off.
Right.
Oh,
dun dun dun. So
fuck Synergy in this movie. I'm just gonna come right out and say it.
You
fine.
can't save it. We get a clothing, hair, dancing, singing, training montage, which I just mentioned because this is totally the type of movie that would have a clothing, hair, dancing, singing montage in it.
And they don't give any of the holograms the correct colored hair. They give them kind of the right colored hair.
Well, that
Kimberly
fucking ruined it for me.
Red hair, and they give her like blondish, reddish hair, and then they get the one right because she's got blue hair.
Well, either way,
I'm just saying.
Do you think you're speaking on the internet to another Gem fan?
Yes.
Like, it is the voice that's going, you know what, Jackie really fucking said it all right there.
She said it all. She probably is. There's probably quite a few Gem fans out there that didn't like this either. I think there is. Either way, I'm going to speak to this scene as the casual observer who didn't like the movie. And I will say that at this point, I was ready for a bullshit montage, and this one was too short and nothing happened.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. Okay. So they get introduced to Rio, who is Erica, Juliette Lewis's son, and he takes them up to, he's like assistant guy. He takes them up to this house up in the hills, and here you get to stay in the Rockstar suite, and you're on your way.
Very, like, 4 beds.
It's a big room with
a lot of beds
in it. Like 4 full-size beds. They're not even queen-size beds. Like,
it really should be called Gem and the Hologram Suite because this is the only time that this room gets used.
Do they go back to the room a couple times?
No. I mean, like in like the reality of this film, what am I ever going to do with that room that's perfect for 4 teenage girls? What? Oh, God.
It's the one that has the bowl of car keys outside of it.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true. Orgy room. Yeah.
The orgy room. Yeah. The other, if you want
kind of rock starry.
There's some other rooms that have 1 bed if you want to like get private about it, but otherwise you should just screw in that room with everybody else. You know?
I hope they have a good washing machine.
Oh my God.
Otherwise, these girls are coming home with some new friends. Crotch critters.
Because the washing machine helps with, like, yeah, that's what you do. You go to an orgy and they're like, it's okay, we've got a Maytag. And then the one guy's like, that doesn't really help with STDs.
Well, it does with crotch critters. You wash those things right out of those sheets.
Don't wear other people's underwear.
Well, you wash the underwear.
Oh, out of the sheets? Okay, fine.
Yeah, the sheets, the beds. What do you think? The girls are wandering around trying on Tommy Lee's drawers that just are there still?
If it was me, I'd just put tarps over everything. Sure, you're going to stick and slide around, but you're not ruining my shit.
All right, so they wake up in the middle of the night, and Synergy is now glowing, and they're like, what the fuck is that? Well, they open it up, and it's Synergy. It's a little robot thing that communicates. They say it communicates through music, but it also has... I am the Synergy operating system, which isn't music.
No, it doesn't communicate very well.
It also communicates through holograms and projections.
Doesn't follow rules that weren't set up on its behavior.
Doesn't. So it projects a map on the wall to the Santa Monica Pier, and then a video of Jerica learning how to play guitar from Dad. Plays it into later. That's why they bring it up. So they steal the keys to this the Rio Scout, and they drive down to the pier, and Synergy leads them to this little spot, this pipe art on the pier. Did you see that? That's not there, is it, when we were just there?
No, it's not there.
Yeah. So inside this pipe art thing, they find this little piece of shit thing. I don't even know what it looked like. I can't even describe what this thing is. But
it looked like a really early Nintendo game.
No, it didn't.
It looked like nothing. It looked like a controller, but then it was hooked and weird.
Yeah.
So good job by the art department. Yeah. It's totally unique.
It put it in Synergy, and it opens up another map. Great work, Synergy. You've shown us another fucking map, and it's this map to this club that they can't even get into.
Yeah, Synergy is basically like a PS from your dead father that he's also a dick.
Yeah. So Rio shows up, and he's like, hey, I'm supposed to be watching you guys. But then the cops show up, and so they all jump off the pier, and then there's romance and in the water with, like, fucking glowing lights, kind of. Ish. Then they have an under the pier jam session singing shit.
The doobies come back.
Yeah, and this time Rio gets involved.
He's a doobie.
Yeah,
doobie doer.
So was the one who breaks up the doobie doos
the bum?
The bum.
The homeless lady.
Mm-hmm.
Is she a cameo of somebody?
I don't think so.
Asmodan the bum.
Asmodan.
Yeah, the person is a homeless person on the pier.
Which is completely believable.
Yeah. No, that was probably the most accurate part of the film. Santa Monica has bums. Stop the presses. I had no idea.
There was a very underrepresentation of how many bums should have been. They should have fell on a pile of bums when they jumped off.
They should have never been able. They could have got over the fence by just climbing across the pile of bums.
The pile of bums.
Yeah.
The fence is actually made of bums.
Bum fence. So the next day, there's some big press conference, and these girls are going to have some of these gigs, and one of them is at this club that they need to get into. How convenient. So
that Rio helped get them into.
Oh,
did he?
Yeah.
I didn't
it was
that.
Like they gave him a look, and he's like, I don't know.
Yeah, and then bitchy mom comes in, and she's like, thanks to Rio, we've gotten you into this hottest club ever. Yeah. Huh. So they acknowledge that he helped them get into this club.
Well, there's fans everywhere. They're already like the Beatles, even though these fans have only seen Jem sing this one song in her pajamas in her bedroom that is on the internet.
And the people that really get on that stuff, they don't go out. They just watch more YouTube.
Yes.
They comment on each other's YouTube. And
do not believe this part of the film.
No.
They're mega superstars via one song.
And this is where the lady with the cans shows up for a couple seconds. Jumping up and down.
Maybe if they would have done it like, I don't know, the cartoon where they went to the Battle of the Bands. That's how they got to become Jem and the Holograms.
Save it.
To save the orphanage.
Nope, save it.
To save the orphanage.
So they play their song, and while Jem's playing it, she sees the guitar from her father's video on the wall. Hey, that's my dad's guitar. I learned how to play guitar on that thing. And the power goes out, and they still are able to finish the song because their fans are just so amazing, and she's amazing, and everything's crazy amaze. And
truly outrageous.
Truly outrageous.
Oh, they do that.
Yep.
You look truly outrageous, Jem.
So they take the guitar and they open it up, and sure enough, in it is the second piece, which they plug it into Synergy, and nothing happens.
Sadness.
Yeah, sadness happens.
I'm getting really sad at this point because I realize there's not going to be much of a movie.
Nope.
It's halfway through and nothing's happened yet.
Absolutely.
And the Misfits have not shown up.
No, neither has Jem and the Holograms.
Neither has Jem and the Holograms.
They are not Jem and the Holograms at this point in time.
They're Jem and her band.
And her sisters, kind of. Jem and these bitches.
They just refer to her as Jem and her band.
Yeah, or Jem and her sisters, they do that. But they are definitely not Jem and the Holograms. So, the world's going nuts. Jimmy Fallon, Alicia Keys, The Rock, Chris Pratt, they're all crazy about Jem! But not really.
Well, Chris Pratt said, hey, I dated her for 6 weeks. It was pretty serious.
And then they put me in jail.
I bet you Chris Pratt ad-libbed that, because he's a funny guy. He can just sling stuff out there like that. Say something about Jem. I'm Chris Pratt. I'm charming and I'm funny, and everybody likes me.
That's true.
Everybody does like him.
Everybody does like him.
I know.
Me.
It's totally true.
The man is irresistible.
I know.
Huh.
Even when he was doing that poop movie.
The Pooh movie's fucking great, man.
All right, so Julia Lewis won't allow Jem to fraternize with Rio because she's a bitch.
She doesn't pay attention to shit.
Yep.
She's like, oh, you're in here. You're obviously doing something I don't want. Looks like you're eating some berries off of a plate.
Just like
I've had it with you.
Dr. Stoner from... She doesn't recognize it's already going on.
Yeah. And at the same time, I guess, Rio, if you're going to have breakfast, do it in the dining room, whatever.
Aunt Molly's losing the house at the end of the week. Oh, no. Gotta speed this shit up, Jim. Give me that cash.
Why? How does that work out?
I
She says something, it's just like bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. Now we only have a week.
They're taking it at the end of this week.
Yeah, that we went to court, and it didn't go in our favor, so now we have until the end of the week. She says that.
She said
Mortgage court?
Mortgage court.
Yeah, that didn't make a whole lot of sense.
Because, yeah, they just get a notice that they need to be out in a month, then, like, go to mortgage court, and now it's a week. This sounds like a pretty rough mortgage court.
It is California.
It's
Who knows what
Judge Judy's mortgage court, depending on how you feel how she feels that day.
I don't know, maybe if the orphanage would have had a fire.
All right, zip it, go. Juliette Lewis pulls out the old BIM contract, though, because now there's a rush for cash. Here, sign this. Eat the apple, crazy apple.
I know. I love how these movies are, so closely connected. Because I really liked the apple, and I really am pissed off about Jem.
Juliette Lewis was totally Boogaloo.
Oh yeah.
No, this is really like it follows the apple almost completely, except for the end's a little different.
Yeah, I bet.
A little different.
No space
Nobody
Jesus
shows
in
up
one.
in a Rolls Royce.
Yeah.
So she signs it, and I guess that's the end of that story.
She signs it Jem, which I don't think is legal.
No, I don't think that's legally
I thought that was
binding.
going to play out later as well. Like, oh, it's not a valid contract.
Again,
it's all bullshit, but that doesn't happen.
Doesn't pay off.
No. But the contract she did sign makes her go solo. She's got to get beat it, sisters. Take a hike. You're no good. You're all washed up.
Which is a thing, like, the record company, they don't always do this. If you have a qualifying band, they're not going to be like, we're going to get rid of your band that we can pay less to bring in expensive musicians.
Yep.
No. If the band can play, they'll keep them.
Yeah, you have to have, like, a pretty serious name.
I would say that they probably stink.
Probably.
But they don't depict that in the film well enough.
Nope.
I'm pretty sure that they just took this portion from Beyonce. Because they do reference Beyonce in this movie.
They took this portion from
because
Beyonce.
She started off as a 4-lady group.
Her dad was the producer the whole time.
And then she was like, go fuck yourselves, you other three. I am going solo.
No, really.
Her dad was the producer the entire time.
They had 4 records before they...
Yeah, Destiny's Child has done reunions.
4 records.
The other 2 have albums.
Well,
fuck it. I mean, it's a Beyonce
They have
mess.
albums produced by Beyonce's dad, I believe.
Yeah.
So everybody won completely.
It was a strategy from the beginning.
Michelle, the one with the big boobs, she went on to be in some movies even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the strategy from the beginning, she was involved in a 3-piece at first, but it was always that she was going to go solo because her dad was the record producer.
And then that one burned down Andre Rison's house.
No, that's not the same.
Dude.
I know, I just like bringing it up.
Like, you gotta bring it. Like,
it's fun.
Left Eye Lopez was fucking crazy.
It's fun. So anyways, so they're out, and it's all sad. They're all like, how dare you? You've ruined us, and we were friends and a family, and bleh, you suck. You suck, Jerica.
Which is exactly what I would say, too.
Yeah. Well,
like, you wouldn't want to be too harsh, because, they're your family and you love them.
If you're Kimber, you're directly related.
If you're Kimber, you're fucking used to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're Kimber, you're already the backup kid.
Yeah.
You're the
I'd be
spare.
like, whatever, man. I'm set for life. My sister's fucking Jim. Who
Didn't
gives
see
a
this
shit?
coming, guys. Let's go eat some bagels.
Yeah, dude, she
Just
could have
go back to the
sold.
valley.
She could have sold stories and pictures to the tabloids for the rest of her fucking
Yeah,
life.
you're fucking set.
Yeah, fuck that, dude.
Go back to being on welfare and smoking weed all day.
Yeah, and sell your pictures of Jem.
So it's all bummed out. She's sings her song, and anyway, she goes on stage, and this was just, I don't know, maybe it's not even worth bringing up, but it reminded me an awful lot of that very popular singer nowadays called Sia.
Oh?
Yeah.
It did remind me a little bit of Sia and a little bit of Lady Gaga.
It reminded me of Kanye West's Saturday Night Live performance.
Okay. I think Sia was on that.
Yeah, there's a lot of things going on there. Like there's some definite regurgitation happening. What else are you gonna do? I mean,
yeah.
Well, after that, she goes back to her dad's house, and there's some family living in it, and she acts like she's all fucking shocked, like, oh, no, my dad doesn't live here. Your dad's been fucking dead for 15 years, you dumb shit. What'd you expect to find there?
This scene was a point of confusion for me, because I thought that they were...
We had to stop it to talk about it, to figure this thing out.
Which house is which, and who's doing what, and what the hell happened to Molly Ringwald, and...
I still don't understand why she's shocked to see another family there.
If this house is so important, I just don't know.
Well, I didn't get this scene.
No, and then...
I mean, they show up, she looks at, like, how apparently they put in this sidewalk because her and Kimberly's name's on it with the starburst.
Right.
Yeah.
And she's being all sentimental. And then she creeps out and walks up the steps of the house and then peeps in the window like a weirdo.
There's a family in there.
And she's watching this family. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Get away from there, you little creeper.
You haven't been here in 15 years. You're lucky this house still is even standing.
And meanwhile,
it's a super nice house.
These people haven't lived in LA very long because the drapes are open.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then everybody else showed, like her sister shows up. Like,
yeah.
Where did you come from?
Gives her some.
I knew you'd be here.
Talk.
Yeah,
and then,
if you came here, I knew that things would be okay and we could get past this.
So you've been waiting here?
Yeah, you were parked out in a van, like across the street with
How long have you been standing
and
there?
Then the other two show up and they're like, oh yeah, we got, and like,
We're
where did you come from?
To help you out and make you feel good.
And then Guzman shows that, right, Rio. He's like, hey,
babe.
I knew you'd be here because I'm fucking I make Professor Xavier look like a psychic bitch.
No, he's just been stalking her all week. He just follows her around.
Yeah.
It was just a coincidence that the others were there.
No, they were in a van, staked out across the street, eating street vendor hot dogs.
It's like
he has been in her house and smelling her underwears.
It's like a chain of stalking.
Yeah.
Like the one, he's stalking her, but her sister's in love with him, and the other two are just bored.
Maybe a much more interesting movie, Sam.
Yeah.
Well, this pep talk business makes her remember the earrings. Hey, my earrings! I've got to go get the earrings. So they plan this snatch and grab job at Starlight Music, which is fairly uneventful. They just go in there kind of with slight distraction.
Okay.
It's not much of a heist.
This bothered me greatly.
Hey, guards, look over there.
Hey, guess what? I am the owner's son.
Just want me in.
Yep.
Yeah, just fucking let me in. Why does this have to be a heist? She is the biggest star that Starlight Records has.
Walk through the front door.
You just walk in. There's no smuggling in a trunk. Yeah. There's no stealing mom's car. You just go, hey, fuck off. You're a security guard, and I own part of this building, and this is the biggest star that we've signed. So go fuck yourself.
Or we're going to our offices. We're going to the studio. We're going to record some shit tonight.
And
fuck off.
Towards the tail end of the quote-unquote heist, that actually happens because she's like, oh... And then they're like, the guards are like, oh, can we have your autograph? Solidifying that they should have just walked through the front door the first time.
Walked right on in. But anyway, so I just, fuck it. I just don't even want to talk about this whole scene. I mean,
no, it's
the
just a missed opportunity.
Jokes are in this part, but it's, we laughed. You laughed.
Genuine jokes with the valet guy is genuinely funny.
Yeah. And
all of the jokes associated with him.
Has a couple zingers in here.
Yeah.
But, anyways, they get the earrings. They break into the safe. They get the earrings, and Rio finds his dad's will. But
and he takes it.
So they get away, and they plug in the earrings to Synergy, and it projects a dad hologram. He gives Jerica a now you're a little woman speech.
Doesn't tell her that she needs to go to Alderaan or any of that bullshit.
No.
He should.
Or bother to say, now put your sister on. I want to say hi to her.
Kimber
does not get a dead dad message.
No, he doesn't give, that is just painful that they didn't really think about that.
No.
Oh, he said, take care of your sister.
And the other one, too.
Yeah, and the other one, too. I think that is exactly how he said it.
Where's my fucking message, Dad? That's just for the rest of your life. You're like, hey, Dad, remember me? Your other child?
Yeah, because he went to this extreme to make her this little Wall-E robot.
He built her the most advanced robot, artificial intelligence known to man at this point in time. did not really do anything for Kimber.
No.
Fuck that kid. Well, he probably had some doubts about whether or not that kid was biologically his.
Ooh.
Maybe they were going through a rough patch at that point, and he was like, "That kind of looks like the mailman from back then, but I'm not 100% sure." And DNA testing wasn't real big.
Pool boy 6.
Yeah. And he was like, it's not real accurate at this point in time, so I know that Jem is mine, so I'm just going to make her super robot.
There's actually a third anagram thing that plugs in for Kimber to find, and she's going to, if there would have been a sequel, she would have found it and plugged it in. It's like, hey, I found you behind Kmart.
But I still like you.
Yeah.
Peace.
That's why you're the other one. But hey, you know what? You're all right.
Good luck. Bye-bye. So she makes a new video, and she's like, "It's time to tell the world who I really am." And it's like
she's been making this video since the very beginning.
But it's a new video in this chain of videos that she's going to release about how Jem is and all this. But then she just is like, no, deletes it. So thanks.
And then
for
doesn't
all that
delete
narrative.
it because it fucking shows back up at the end.
It's true.
It's breaking. I don't like it for a variety of other reasons.
Yep.
Just a series of missed opportunities and broken rules.
So they're going to perform their last show. They're all going to, that's it. They're done. No more. We're not going to be these girls anymore. We're not going to be famous. We're going to go out on top. And they say that they're going to reveal who they are. And we get some, her checking her Instagram, and there's all these, yay.
You've inspired me
Jem.
to be a better person. Before I listened to your music, I was afraid to speak out and be who I am.
You're the bestest.
And like myself. Shoot yourself in the fucking face, okay? Like, get a fucking self-esteem. You don't need some...
Get one. Do they have those at Kmart? Because I know they got Kimber's there.
She was actually behind the Kmart.
Yeah, she was behind the Kmart.
Yeah.
They realized after they got the table tennis set that they didn't need the kid anymore.
So there's a Erica versus Rio showdown because Rio's got the will now, and it says that when he's old enough, he's able to take over the record company.
It says when he thinks that he's ready, he can have it.
Yeah.
Which is just vague bullshit. Will. It's never, whatever, the
Give
will.
it to me now.
what
I
is it
decided
really?
I'm ready. Go
How
fuck yourself.
about now? How about now?
The will actually just says, I'm drunk. Whatevs.
Let it roll.
It can be interpreted in many ways.
So he's like, give me that company and get the hell out of here, Mom. Beat
yeah,
it,
so
lady.
Zipper, who we really haven't mentioned up to this point,
He's the bodyguard of
he's
the
the
movie.
bodyguard
Driver
of
/ everything.
of the whoever that person is.
Juliette Lewis.
Juliette Lewis's character.
It's not that important.
Yeah, and he immediately switches sides once Rio has claimed the throne.
Well, that's because Erica drools. Rio rules.
So dumb.
You're such an ass.
But Zipper had been, flagrantly abused throughout the film. Like, he wasn't allowed to have a drink of water at the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And clearly his opinions on Euro trash industrial music are not well represented in the company.
So the girls go on stage and they define Jem as anyone who wants to share something with the world. And you're Jem and you're Jem and we're all Gems. Let's sing a song.
Yeah.
And then it's laser show and the guitar. It's kind of awesome. Kind of like this last laser show business. It's fun.
At least they got the guitar somewhat right for this scene.
No, they didn't. It was a damn classical guitar. And she's playing like a Jackson, Zakk Wylde electric business.
Yes, because that's what it looks like in Jem.
Oh, but the song doesn't match the fucking guitar in the movie.
Not at all in the movie.
There's no timpani in the song either, and there was timpanis on stage.
They just do a horrible job matching sound to visual.
At 1 hour and 48 minutes, they have finally become Jem and the Holograms.
And that's only because the editor of Rolling Stone would like to put all 4 of them on the cover.
What
do we call them, Rio?
And we see Synergy make 2 very small holograms. Extraordinarily underwhelming with the Synergy.
Lame.
And the only time that we ever hear it's Showtime Synergy is when they're first going to start out on this quest, right, to find the pier. And then we hear it again at the end of the movie.
That's 2 times. That's 2 times isn't enough for you? You need to do it every 5 minutes?
No, because every time they go on stage, she has to whisper and hold an earring. It's Showtime Synergy.
God damn it. Okay. So, Jem and Rio kiss on stage. Yay! Post-credit sequence. Barely. even post, but Erica finds the Misfits living in an alleyway. They totally Frank Langella at us from Masters of the Universe. I'll be back!
And no, you won't.
Not.
No, you won't.
Will not be a sequel. Mac and Me. Nope, no sequel to that. You're not coming back!
Nope.
Okay, Jackie, I know you haven't been able to hold it. No, you're going to have to hold it for a little longer. Sam, what questions do you have?
Damn it!
We're going right to questions?
Yep, that's the end of the movie.
I had some comments first.
Okay.
But I do questions.
Oh, about the Misfits? Living in the
Well, she's going to go on a rant about why she doesn't like it. I have a whole different rant about why
No, give me your
like
questions first.
Oh, okay, fine.
Okay. Well, the first one is, does she, like, what happened to Mom? Does she even have a mom? We asked that most of the way through. It's like, what the fuck?
What happened to Dad? How did he fucking die?
And he knew it was coming, I guess?
Yeah, I think so.
Apparently he had a terminal illness.
I think he got hit by a helicopter midair.
Today, I've been planning this. Today's the day I'm going to kill your mother and myself afterwards.
Ooh.
Underappreciated genius.
Aha.
That could be
Okay.
not really explained.
Let's go with that.
All right.
Murder-suicide.
Murder-suicide.
Fun.
Yeah.
Does Rio love Jem or Jerica? Can you love the Bat and Bruce Wayne?
You can't love the Bat and Bruce Wayne, but I think you can love Jem and Jerica.
They're two different people.
But they're really not, like, the dichotomy of Batman and Jem are, she's about 6 degrees of separation versus, like, 180. So I think it's okay.
One punches guys, one sucks.
One sucks. And who's to say that he doesn't lose interest after she gives it up, right?
Yeah, because, honestly, now he owns a record company, and he's going to be screwing all the talent.
Yeah.
He can bang anybody in the city.
And, he's like, you will always be the girl who rocked out underneath the pier, which means once I hit that, I'm done.
We'll always have that plate of berries.
We'll always have Paris. Jackie, question.
No.
Okay, Sam.
Do you think Kimber's a cutter?
Oh, totally.
Totally.
She
a
has
cutter.
to be.
She has to, like, what a fucked up life.
Yep.
Just so fucked up. Not only did your dad die, but he never really cared about you.
She is on a one-way ticket to Hville.
Oh, boy.
She's on the H train, headed down to Injection Town.
Oh, my God.
Choo-choo.
She's riding the dragon.
Yep. Well, she's never going to catch that dragon. Is this a musical?
Oh, no.
No.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
But there's that one song underneath the pier, which is fucking musical.
Yeah, they do a diegetic singing.
But in a studio recorded performance with instruments playing behind them and no instruments there, that's a musical.
Again, it's just another missed opportunity.
What is this movie?
It's no. I don't.
You either got to choose one. Either make it a musical or don't make it a musical. You can have music in it and have it not be a musical. Skip the under the pier shit, because that's the only time they do that. Whatever
I don't
you want
think
to
it's
call
supposed
that.
to be a musical.
Then don't put how do they sing under the pier with a fucking full band behind them? That doesn't exist?
Well, they had a crappy plastic bottle with some sand in it and a cardboard box, which you were supposed to believe was enough to make the sounds.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be a musical. It just fails miserably because the scene that was like the Kanye bullshit, that is directly the lyrics of that tie directly in to the story of the film. And then you have the YouTube clips cut in. Every time that there's a performance, it just cuts the YouTube clips in, just interspersing them just the way the rest of the movie is to involve them in the way they're telling it. It's just that it's so poorly. They never picked one thing to do.
Right. Next question, Sam.
What kind of name is Jerica?
I don't know. I didn't know anything about Jem before this movie. Jerica. You got any theories, Jackie?
Jerica people! Jerica pride! So shout to live!
Okay, I think that's enough.
I think it was actually Jessica, but somebody was really poor at drawing S's.
Oh, Jerica!
No, like, they started the curve on the S, but the second curve didn't make it, and they're like, Jerica?
I said consummate Z's.
Jerica, and then you're stuck legally with the name Jerica because somebody's shitty at making S's.
Does synergy contribute to the story in any fucking
way?
My
question is, so yeah, why even have synergy?
Why
have him if you're not going to? And this leads into Jackie's.
Let's first, I want to see if synergy contributes anything to the story in any way, shape, or form, or is just a prop. Can we come up with any theory that it does anything?
No.
It is a prop.
She
to
doesn't.
make you have character relation about her dad and her.
She's talented with or without it.
She doesn't change her mind or her mission in any way, shape, or form after seeing the hologram.
Nope, but you're supposed to think that she's having an enlightening moment.
Yeah.
She gets a Hallmark card. That's it.
It's a robot Hallmark card that doesn't really work towards helping or hurting the story. It's just there.
Rant away, sir.
But it looks like you could probably plug an iPhone into it and get some sweet
it's one of
laser
the-
shows going.
I think it's like iHome is written directly across the back, made in China. Sam.
So ultimately, the film has a good message.
Okay, that if you believe in yourself, you can do what you want, and that women shouldn't be thought of as dolls, that they should have their own ability to have their own personalities and be free to make their own choices, not what society dictates upon them.
Yes.
Yep.
And it muddles that by being shitty.
Yep.
All the way through. And it starts with her talking about the public sphere and the private sphere. And at this point, I am now wondering, who is this movie for?
That's my last question. What the fuck were they thinking making this?
Because now, if you're making this for the group that needs that message, the 13-year-olds, or 8...
The tweens.
The
tweeners.
Yeah,
yep.
Tweeners. You know what you don't want to lead off with? Habermas. The social and communication theory of philosopher Jürgen Habermas. That's where they lead off with. It's like, dude, seriously? Terrible. And then it goes downhill from there, because after which, the movie is nothing but missed opportunities. Every montages are easy. They fuck up montages.
Yep.
Then the heist. That should be the funnest scene in the movie.
Totally.
Nothing happens.
Wait. Before you continue, I would just like to throw in that the best montage for ladies that I have seen was the Spice Girls movie that we watched.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was a fun one, right?
They did a nice job with... I thought they did a nice job with the Spice World movie.
Yeah, but this one, their montage, I'm going to agree with you. But it was just like,
Bleh.
you all tried on a pair of sunglasses and you looked at some shoes. Nice.
Even with Esteban, like, here's a sassy Esteban who's going to be a lot of fun, disappears.
Ugh.
One thing that you can do cheaply when you make a movie, and this the way that it got made, it's still more of Blumhouse found footage bullshit with YouTube now.
Right.
You could have done it for the same price, and even if it's not what Jackie wanted, it's what people would have wanted more. The musical sequences aren't that fucking expensive, and they chew up time. Instead of chewing up time with musical sequences that would have been at least welcomed by some, it's chewed up with mushy, non-dialogue content.
Yep.
Periods of 8 to 10 minutes sometimes that don't contribute to the story whatsoever.
None.
And you could have done 2 more songs, not really spent any more on the movie, done a couple of more of the montages that are fun, everyone likes. I mean, it's not good filmmaking, but it would have been entertaining. And what they came up with here was, I hated, because I wanted to walk away like 6 times. It was so unentertaining.
You have got 2 options on who you're presenting this movie to. The Jackies of the world, the mid 30s, 80s children who grew up watching Jem and love it.
And had the Barbie.
And then you've got the people that the message is directed to, the tweeners, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
You probably, if you're presenting a movie to tweeners about, hey, girls, let's, feel good about yourself and be you, not who society wants you to be, you probably shouldn't make a movie based on something that your mom likes.
Yes.
That's a bad idea. Kids don't want to be like their parents.
And
their parents are dorks.
Yeah, targeting the tweeners basically missed both demographics that the movie could have targeted.
It is a movie for no one.
Yeah, it should have been either for the fans or for children who buy toys.
Yep.
And it could have been for both of them.
Could have been.
It could have been for both of them.
Wasn't. You just can't make it about, if you're talking to kids, you can't make it something that, hey, I liked this when I was your age. Well, then I'm fucking out, because I don't want to have anything to do with what you liked. I'm a snotty-nosed little brat.
And I kind of thought, the whole reveal who I am to the world thing was a little Hannah Montana.
Was it? I didn't watch Hannah Montana.
Okay.
I watched the Hannah Montana movie when she revealed who she was to her hometown.
Huh.
I was very sick that day. Don't ask.
Yeah, well.
Anyway, so I watched this stupid movie.
I don't really want to hear.
It was kind of like the Jem thing. And then anyway, it was, I don't know. I just thought it was a little too Disney.
Well, that's the thing. The because of how mean kids are to each other, I never really want to get down on a movie that tries, or any media or even an individual who's sending out the message, it's okay to be you.
Right.
You're okay.
Absolutely.
I am angry at this film because you basically took the best message and fucked it up.
Yeah.
You reached no one with the message that should reach kids that are making fun of each other, and they are all so upset until they're 25 and realize, none of that shit mattered.
Yep.
It's okay to be me.
None of them saw this at all. This is directed to millennial kids, and they can't get off their goddamn iPhone, so they're never going to see this. So, Jackie, it's finally your turn to bitch, but I think you can sum it up why you don't like this movie fairly. I mean, let's not dedicate 10 minutes to you breaking down bit by bit the difference is between the cartoon and this film.
Let's just do it this way. Give you the high overview of the cartoon. Jerrica Benton, her father dies, and she co-inherits with another guy, Starlight Enterprises. The Misfits have already been signed by this other douchebag. Okay? So they're already part of the show. Now, the Starlight Records also funds Starlight Orphanage.
This is exactly what I told you not to do.
Shut up. I'm giving you the highlights. And Starlight Orphanage is where Kimberly and everybody lives, right? That are a part of the Gem and the Holograms band that they decide to put together. So they find Synergy in a movie theater parking lot kind of thing. And Synergy is the one who changes them from normal people into the sweet, sweet Gem and the Holograms that you love. So Synergy actually does something. Synergy has a body, and Synergy is huge and looks like a pipe organ, not some goddamn little robot that doesn't do anything. And Gem and the Holograms have to win the battle of the bands because the orphanage may or may not have been started on fire by Kimberly. So they need to fix the mansion so that they have a place to live.
The bathroom downstairs doesn't work, so we need to get that renovated. These are plot details that, ultimately you don't like the movie because it's not
like the cartoon. It is not a retelling of exactly how the cartoon was. And here's your problem with that, Jackie, is that this is how it is. That you cannot do it that way because that's an instant flop. If you think about why you like the Marvel movies so much, if you read any of those comic books and then directly translated what those look like onto screen, they would look like the DC movies and the DC TV shows that we all think are, God, those fucking they're terrible shows. You can't translate cartoon into live action without it looking fucking silly as shit.
Okay, so some of the biggest things that were wrong with this movie. Synergy had no major plot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Synergy was a little crappy robot.
Yep.
Who didn't really do anything.
Yep.
Sure.
That's a huge plot hole for Gem.
Not
to mention that
Rian, stupid thing.
That Rio is actually just like a stage manager guy. He doesn't own a company. He's just some hunk that follows him around, drives him around in a car.
Now, let's say that we had, because I would rebut yours critique in saying that you can't regurgitate it, but you can maintain the spirit, and this didn't maintain the spirit. If Synergy would have been awesome, you would have liked it, and then one person would have liked it.
However, you take Synergy completely out of the movie, would you and I have fucking even cared?
No, but
Jackie would have been like, Synergy wasn't even in it, and you and I would have been like,
I wouldn't have liked it.
It would have been better had they not brought in Synergy at all, because
absolutely,
they just didn't tie it together well, and that I think was the biggest thing for me, is that Synergy was just this crappy little robot, and it didn't have a personality. And in the cartoon, Synergy talks. It's their friend. It protects them from the Misfits. And that's another thing that pissed me off about this movie. The Misfits don't show up until the very end of the movie. And part of what makes Gem exciting is that they're a good band. They're fighting for the right causes. And then they got these butthole Misfits.
Cash money.
So then they got the butthole Misfits that are riding around, and they're terrible people, and they're just assholes. And so you kind of, you can get behind Gem a little bit more. I don't know. It's the good versus evil thing, and it just wasn't there.
I just really think that you would have been hideously disappointed if they had translated it directly onto screen. You still would have been like, this movie is fucking awful.
You know what was awful? What's the Misfits lead singer's name?
She didn't look very pretty.
Kesha. That's Kesha. She's a major deal.
That they fucked up those eyebrows like nobody's business. Yeah. Like, she looked like a troll.
Yep, that's Kesha. Popular music artist Kesha. What is that? Grammy Award-winning Kesha.
All right. So, but my main rebuttal against yours, if you make the movie, it's going to be a flop. It's a flop already.
It is.
It's shit. Now, the other shit, at least you don't have to regurgitate it completely.
No, now, hold on. It's going to be a flop no matter what. I'm saying she still wouldn't have liked it.
I don't know that that's the case.
Oh, sorry, Sam. Go ahead.
That's one of the great excuses for any of these bad. Well, we can't do it like that because it wouldn't work. And then you do something else that doesn't work. Or, well, we can't just jump in. We have to set the table for the other two movies. No, you can't make a movie where nothing happens to set up a trilogy.
Absolutely.
I don't like your argument because it's a classic excuse for making a bad movie, not an argument as to why you have to do it like that.
I don't think you do it at all. That's what my point is you don't do it at all. It's an outdated cartoon that nobody buys tickets to go see.
Did you know that
if you're going to make a movie that isn't based off of something that nobody cares about?
The story is apparently relevant because the comic is doing great. They're doing a comic that is basically a regurgitate, like it maintains the spirit of the series. That's like they get kidnapped a lot. They have to fight the other bands, and it apparently is doing fantastic. So there is an audience for that story.
Good versus evil.
Yeah.
Good versus evil.
Action. A hologram machine lady.
Yeah, I mean, it's really in the artwork. I looked at some of the artwork in the comic, and it's just like it's cool looking. There's an audience for that, and there's no audience for this shit.
Awesome, right?
There's no audience for this shit.
Yeah,
and I stand by it. You make Gem and the Holograms the movie, it's going to be just like My Little Pony when they do that. I know that there's a lot of people that really like the My Little Pony right now. It's very popular. It kicks the shit out of this Gem and the Holograms graphic novel because there's like 10 fucking cartoons of it. As soon as they make this fucking movie, it is going to tank. You cannot succeed in making this movie. It will always flop.
I think they could have succeeded.
Yeah, I think they could have as well.
I think that they
wholeheartedly disagree.
Yeah, I think that this movie could have been a raging success.
They could have sold toys.
The costumes could have been awesome. They could have sold some major toys. They could have sold CDs, and they just didn't take it all the way.
I think that they could have done it, and not only could they have done it, they could have done it for about $30 million.
I think that there is actually one way you could have done it, but not the way you're thinking. I think if they made this Scott Pilgrim versus the World, possible. If you go over the top with it, with lots of lasers and silly business, not over like super silly business, like I'm a clown, but you do lots of fucking lasers and jumping and make it like a fucking, like if you go 100% in to this is a cartoon bullshit,
yeah,
maybe.
No, and that's I think where we meant to be like seeing eye to eye. You're thinking of still trying to. I don't think you can appease the fan of Gem and the Holograms. I think you can bring a new generation of fans. I think you could have, for $30 million, made a kids movie that would have sold toys, that would have stayed true to the original, and some of the old fans would have been happy with it. But you would have made money, and you would have sold toys.
Think about
this didn't do either of those things.
Are fucking into these days. They're into these fucking girls with the big butts that take their pants off on stage. They're not into sweet girls with nice voices that play instruments.
They're
on the ones that flick their bean on stage.
It's the flash and the bang that sells it. They didn't have any of that.
Flicking their bean on stage. You just can't compete with dirty street trash.
Taylor Swift is one of the most popular.
Taylor Swift is pretty popular.
Yeah, I mean,
she's
Taylor Swift and Lady Gaga. Those two women are just phenomenal in the music business.
They're not bean flickers.
And they're not bean flickers. And I think that Gem could have embodied both of what those women are.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they could have, I'm with Sam, they could have made
They could have done this, man.
All right. Well, they didn't. So that's
awful.
It's another try for later. Now, on to the recommendations. Jackie, start with you.
No.
Do not watch this film.
No.
She says. Is there anybody? Nobody? This film is for not a single person.
No.
Okay, Sam?
I found it to be a marathon. I say no because it's just so hard to get through at the 2-hour length.
It is too long. It is unfortunately too long. However, I'm going to give it a... Are you done?
No, I was just going to add to what you were going to say because I kind of know where you're going.
I am going to give it a very strange do.
Yes.
It's an odd one, and I won't recommend this to everyone.
No.
I can recommend it to a very small group, I would say, of just, hey, this is on. Let's make fun of this. Like, it's on, and then you get hooked into, oh my God, this is so stupid, and you can slay this movie by riffing it. So I think
Yes.
it's very riffable, and that's why I would recommend it in the right situation. Other than that, do not.
You have more than 4 people. You all like to make fun of movies. I think it could also be a drinking game.
It could be a drinking game,
But
yeah, I can see that
in
too.
terms of just watching a movie and enjoying it for its badness, this does not have that.
No.
No. I think there is potential. I'm going to stand by what I said earlier. I think there is potential that this could be one day a cult classic.
Ha!
Yep.
I don't know about that.
All Xanadu and Can't Stop the Music.
Because there's not enough of the music in it. There's too much YouTube clips. Those YouTube clips destroy this
It
thing's
is
staying power.
really, really tough, but the message is strong, Sam. And
Yeah,
people
the-
like
Yeah,
to
but
feel
there's-
good about themselves.
There's not enough flash to
There's
this
not enough
movie.
flash and bang.
Or-
has
It's
no
like
staying
the
power.
Apple had all kinds of flash
But
and
it's
special
so
effects
stupid.
and costumes and things that you were just visually
It is
were
so
nice to look at.
Yeah.
Stupid.
It is stupid, but it's hard to watch and stupid. And that's
Yeah,
what makes
and
it
it's-
difficult.
And it's not visually enticing.
No, the shaky camera for the first 45 minutes were awful.
Yeah.
Everything's yellow. Then all of a sudden, the color just sort of mysteriously gets better, which they wanted to do for the story, but ugh.
Yeah, and they just didn't go all the way with the costumes, with the hair. And the makeup was kind of half-assed, and it doesn't have what it takes to be a cult classic.
Well,
No.
time will tell.
Okay.
And speaking of time, blah, 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 we blah, 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 this one, blah, blah, blah. So, and then blah, 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 get to the blah, blah, blah. Visit us at www.stinkermadness.com. Follow Stinker Madness on Twitter at Stinker Madness. Please rate and review us on iTunes and Stitcher. Thank you for listening, and get to the chopper. At least in my headphones.
Okay.
Blah, 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 blah.
You're hot.
Probably too hot. All the anger that's coming out from Jackie and my rebuttals.
I don't think I'm too hot. I think I'm kind of low.
Trim my headphones up.
Yeah.
Say what? Trim my headphones up. Yeah.
To my headphones up.
Whatever.
Yo, I can't hear it.
All right, Jackie.
Yo, motherfuckers, you don't even know. You haven't even watched one episode.
Oh, boy. That's what I'm saying. We need to just record. This is going to be the most cantankerous episode yet.